Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of Player Analysis. In this series, I take a look at a player's strengths, weaknesses, and display how they use their strengths to give you an idea of how they excel at their respective game. Today's episode is on one of the most prominent figures in the VSRG community and one of Osu's most respected players in general. Let's take a look at the one and only Jakads. Jakads is a player from South Korea whose keymodes can't really be boiled down to a specific style. From a brief glance in 2015, he was a relatively solid 7-key player and showed some sort of ability to play some of the harder ranked maps in Oceania, but nothing really showed that he was quite a top level player yet. Not even a year later, he would begin to acquire quite a few top 5 scores and started to iron out the more physical aspects of his playstyle that he originally struggled to acquire. With his 7-key becoming more and more well-rounded, his 4-key blew up in skill as well the more he played it, obtaining a 1.5 AA on MA and a 97 on Sarairo Days 1.45 in one of his Eterna sessions. Jakads would begin to then slaughter the ranked section of Oceania, getting a slew of number 1 ranked scores and dominating the PP leaderboards with his combined 4-key, 7-key, and other key mode double time scores he could churn out on command most of the time. He also has very strong showings in games like Pop and Music, BMS, and Sound Voltex. In the last couple of years, his phenomenal tournament performances in the 4-key and 7-key Mania World Cups, along with his number 1 rank in Oceania, have given Jakads tons of exposure to how good he really was, and now stands as one of the most well-respected players of the VSRG community. With that said, let's take a look at his strengths and weaknesses. Jakads utilizes a pretty traditional wrist down playstyle and uses the bottom row for his play. As of July 2019, his key setup is ZXM, As for strengths, his most notable one is definitely his accuracy. As I noted before, his number 1s on some of the hardest maps in Oceania has to offer shows that he is certainly in the upper bound in this category, and rarely are others able to even compete with him in this department, even in the rare cases he is using double time against no-mod players. This accuracy ranges all the way between 4 to 9 key, which displays amazing ability to stop on a dime and take down number 1s in a multitude of key modes. He can also hang with the top guys on jump stream and hand stream charts in 4-key that range around 2 to 4 minutes, given his amazing trill and control ability, which cut into his chord stream ability as well in higher key modes. His stream speed is also quite threatening at times. Especially in the last year or so, he is shown to be comfortable in the 400 plus BPM range, and his burst speed even goes beyond that in 4-key. This cuts into his 7-key a bit too, given his number 1s on various bursty BMS charts. Lastly, his SV skills are not meant to be slept on at all. While they aren't displayed very often, he shows up on tournament day when he needs to and can read practically any nutty slow jam, memorization, or speed up sections that are thrown to him at will. As I noted before, he can hang on for about 3 to 4 minutes on dense jump stream and hand stream picks, but can cap out quite hard if the relative density of these maps tend to persist for too long. Lastly, his biggest weakness are core jacks, as these fall fairly short to that of players around his skill level 2, and can struggle especially with the denser side of these types of jacks. Now that we've taken a look at how he plays, let's go through some of Jakads' scores to display how strong his strengths are. Go Beyond is a fairly short and sweet traditional jump stream map, but on Nightcore, this map becomes much more than that. At 300 BPM, this map is loaded with relatively fast core jacks, mini jacks, and a pretty fast dense jump stream section to top it all off that has super tricky mini jacks that precede it. At the time of the score, Jakads managed to snag a spot in the top 20 Nova leaderboards with a Nightcore SS, placing himself above plenty of respected players of the game. A pretty insane showing of how even with the song sped up by 1.5, he will find himself on the leaderboards one way or another.
There we go.
Everybody gangsta until the SS comes in. Pog.
Oh, that is better.
Pog.
I'm happy. I'm happy as fuck!
Pog. Pog.
Holy shit!
Pog. Pog jam. Boyo.
Jakads displays his ability to maintain 258 BPM chord stream and LNs for an extended period of time, and it's quite fascinating to see him maintain a high 99 so calmly while talking. There's a few chord mini jacks thrown into the mix with some pretty fast burst rolls that also spice things up too. If it weren't for the unfortunate client lag at the end, this could have been the best double time score on this map, but definitely an insane run still to say the least.
Bless RA.
Wow.
PogChamp. Bless RA.
Okay.
Yosin. PogChamp. Bless RA.
Guys,
Try hard.
it's lagging.
Sorry.
Guys, holy shit, it's
Sorry.
lagging. Do you see that? That might have fucked me.
Bless alright.
Dude, that lagged so much. Did you see
Bless
that?
alright.
Oh, that could have been much better.
Rip. Decent PB nonetheless.
But there
Try
you go.
again.
Klassiker Einheit is probably one of the most competitive handstream files in the entire game, as almost every top player has tried to max out the rate at which they can AA the file and how high they can score on that rate too. He finds himself in the top 3 of this file, with the only 1.5 AA that has double-digit grades, along with very solid MA. A great display of his trilling control and stamina at a brisk 282 BPM, with very minor boos and goods, and a simply solid score overall. To be honest, I couldn't really come up with another category for this type of play, as charts like this in the Overjoyed course are just fast and bursty messes that very few can even comprehend to play properly. Endtime has 360 BPM streams with fast bursts that sound just as crazy on paper as it is in practice as well for 7 key. The top 2 scores on this song are achieved illegitimately, so this is the first AAA done on this iconic Overjoyed chart and the second ever hard clear on it as well. Very nice showing of combo breaker management and burst speed, and maybe we could see him do another full run of the Overjoyed course in the future.
지금부터 엔드타임을 시작합니다.
잘 넘겼다.
엔터 마살법.
뭐야 씨발. 뭐야 씨발 이거. 뭔 성과야 이건. 뭐야 이거. 뭔 성과야. 플러스 130.
암리트 제외하고 최초 아닌가?
와 씨발. 뚠뚠. 예.
형 근데 원래 뒤에 더 있지 않아? 나이스.
You guys saw it in underrated scores, and here it is again. I couldn't omit Jakads' raw talent when it comes to 9 key, as it's one of the most underlooked skills in my opinion of his. The PMS Overjoyed course consists of 4 notably hard charts that are meant for the sake of passing, but this run seems like it was meant to achieve more than that. For someone that doesn't really prioritize 9 key or pop-in music, he sure makes it look like he does at times, as his pinky and ring fingers seem like they have virtually no issue moving as fast as they do for this run, along with the fact that this looks seemingly easy to read for him given how confident this run looks.
Alright, here we go. Fuck that part. Cool. AAA! I beat JH person. Holy shit.
Drown into Perdition is a brutally fast speed jump stream file. At 356 BPM, there are 4th jumps on every 4th note, which make this very dense at this speed. The patterns in this are very mini-jacky and quite trilly at times, making this very susceptible for bad accuracy. Jakads obtains a fairly clean high AA on this, being the only double-digit great AA and the highest AA at the moment. Another example of his trilling fluency and clean accuracy combining together to put together a quality speed score. If you guys followed him during the MWC, Jakads was an absolute tyrant when it came to SV maps, but sadly, a good majority of the footage is not quite around anymore. This is a fantastic alternative, however. Lots of stops and memorization sections make this outright terrifying to play at times, and to think he was able to double S this is just unreal to think about. Well, at least he was somewhat close to double S'ing it.
Go.
하하. 박자는 저렇게 돼.
Go.
따! 따!
It was very hard for me to choose specific scores for this episode, but here are some extra scores that I thought should deserve to be shown as well. These scores are his Diablo Thick 4x200 FC, a live FC of Dignity of Spirit, Scales of Struggle FC, his Hard Clear and AAA on Circus Gallop, and lastly, his PUC on World's End. Jakads is an icon in the VSRG scene, as one of the most, if not the most versatile keyboard player in rhythm games. His ability to stay at the very top in almost anything he touches in such a short amount of time not only shows how phenomenal he is now, but how much he has to show in the future, and hopefully with his return this week, we can see his breakthrough that everyone has been dying to see. Lastly, I'd like to welcome back Jakads to the scene, as he has been taking extensive breaks from playing/streaming due to his study endeavors, so we all look forward to your streams and videos. Special thank you to Grumbo for requesting this on Patreon, and another thank you to all my patrons for supporting the channel. If you would like to support the channel yourself, feel free to check out my Patreon along with my other links below. I'll see you all whenever video I upload next, and take care.